Hello, world of astrology. Now, before I start this video, I have to say that I'm recording this very early in the morning, so if my voice is a bit too sleepy still, I apologize for that. I want to look at one match amazingly here because it was quite inspiring, and that was yesterday, Freiburg playing Wolfsburg with final result draw 3-3. Yeah, but before we get to this, a short look back. If you saw my last video, I made a prediction there that Balotelli, who is now playing for Marseille, may score on that evening, and so he did. So once again, this was the first shot by Balotelli's, and you see the sun. To repeat this on 20 Leo and Mars on 20 Taurus, and the match was played with the sun exact picking on this. It was on 20 Aquarius, and Jupiter was of course at 19 Sagittarius as well. So line up perfectly with his sun Mars, so all together, and he scored his goal. This is the chart for the match. You see the sun was here and Jupiter was here, so that was good. Now on Saturday, Freiburg and Wolfsburg met, and this was the chart for this. And you see, of course, then the sun has moved a bit further and past Jupiter, but it's still extractors. And now I want to take a look at both the managers from both teams. I was excited when I saw the first chart, and I thought they must win, and then I saw the other guy and I thought, oh, they must win too. So what we get in this case, draw, but that's a bit of a guess. But what I think or saw sometimes before already, that both parties have something to celebrate, and so both score or are winners like within the match or so, and so it was in this match. So looking at Streich, the manager from Freiburg first, this is his chart, and he's like famous for being 20 years at this club in a row, so record holder. And you see he's got this tight conjunction of Mercury Sun on 20 Gemini, and of course with the Sun and Jupiter here, he also like had some good cards, so to say, yesterday afternoon. And the visitors, Labadia, they played within the week against, I forgot actually who it was, but Leipzig, I think. They lost. I thought they make it there, but the sun was still too far, maybe, from Labadia's sun, that is on 19, and Jupiter is on 21. So again, on this Saturday, it was picked up by the transiting sun here, and Jupiter was picked up as well. So to say, or the sun was like going from his sun to his Jupiter, to really say it in detail. And similar, like with the Jupiter, that was close sextile with the Sun. So what came out of this script, where both had like the good cards or a lot of arguments in their hand, it was 3 goals on each side, and that kind of makes sense, I say. And before, there's another thing in this chart yesterday, but I get to this in the end. Before, let's have one look at some other guy that I picked. Also, I didn't put any money, unfortunately. And that was Kalu, scorer from Hertha BSC Berlin. And he has this tight opposition of the Sun with Jupiter here in Leo Aquarius. And for him it was that the moon of the match was exact on 12 Aries, so in trine with the Sun and in sextile with Jupiter. And he indeed, like Berlin, they won 3-0 at Gladbach, pretty surprising. And he scored the first goal, and he was, like, for him scoring, the odds were 5-1, so not so bad. And on the astrology of this, maybe you can imagine this opposition being like a string on a guitar, and the moon in trine is like picking this string and playing this tune, this tone, this tune, so to say. That's a way to see it. And yeah, he made his goal, and it was the first one, which is of course more important than like the third or the fifth or the eighth or whatever. Now the manager from Berlin, Dardai, also Mars was moving here, but I thought well, it may be still too far from Jupiter, because in general things have to be close. But here it's also like it's sitting, connecting with the square Saturn, and the sextile Mars is also there, so that's like a bigger picture, and that apparently more like often works or expresses itself on the field, so to say. So success for him. Now going back to the Freiburg-Wolfsburg match, and totally different chapter. You see here that we had the Sun conjunct Lilith, and Lilith is the dark moon, the black moon. It's the dark side of the moon. It's not a good thing. It's some traditional. It's the snake from paradise. It's evil. It's problem. It's trouble. And yeah, to mention this, there's a famous German poet, Goethe, Wolfgang Johann from Goethe, was born with the Sun conjunct, world famous Faust, Dr. Faustus, which is like world literature on God and the devil making a bet after all, so it's not too far from our interest, is it? Yeah, I want to bring this up because it's just interesting, and also today on Sunday this still is on, and you may want to think about it or find some connection in the headlines these days, or today, tomorrow, whatever. And you see here, this is as the completely unexpected twist. This guy has lived not too far away from our times now, and the most unlikely connection to Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. There's some remarkable similarities in charts from Goethe and Michael Jackson. Would you believe it? Because as a matter of fact, you can check this here. This is let's go to Goethe first. You see he has the Sun in Virgo and Mercury. Oops, some problem here. Like Goethe, he has a Virgo Sun and the Mercury in Leo, and the Moon in Pisces, the full moon kind of thing here. And it's just the same with Michael Jackson, with a Virgo Sun, with Mercury almost in the same spot like Goethe, and the Moon in Pisces. So take a look at the picture again, and be sure. I hope you see the similarities. Are they there somehow? Was Goethe the Michael Jackson of his times? Well, in some way, after all, he may have been really. No, let's not extend this too far, but okay, let's have one more look at Michael Jackson again. you see that like his, or like, okay, a bit confused here. Wanted to point this out. You see Goethe and Lilith is right there with the sun, as I said, you know. And so what about Michael Jackson? As a matter of fact, he also has like the sun with something. This is here Juno, minor planet, and among other things, it's the god of motherhood. Could you imagine? Making Michael Jackson caring for children so much. I don't want to extend here too far into this, but it's certainly a point that you can research if you want. And to round this up, really things get even strange because there's some discussion with the birth chart Michael Jackson at the time, but this is one of the ones that are around. And you see Lilith here is on 21 Aries, and it's on by antition it falls on your descendant exactly. And imagine, like Michael Jackson, he had this fixed thing with like turning from black to white skin. This is like from the bright moon, black moon to the white moon, or what? I don't want to really talk too much about it because this is all explosive stuff in a way. You can't maybe talk about this to in public or so, but well, it's there. And Lilith, I could say some more stuff, but it's better I just don't even start to extend on this here. So let's leave it with that. Now for today, to get back to the football, there is one guy, Friedhelm Funkel, manager from Düsseldorf, and he's like the all-time record holder, player and manager. He's having his 800th match, I think Bundesliga, Second League, whatever, but together football match today. So 800 either as player or manager. So that's the number. And again, we have him in play with like the sun today being a bit further on 21. Ignore here this is wrong. The sun is on 21 and it's making a trine with his Jupiter-Mars thing, and that very much makes sense also with this special day today. And after all, they play VfB Stuttgart only, and so my prediction would be that they win, or at least don't lose today. But I guess they should win, really. And so that my prediction. I think they will win. So that's it for this morning. Goodbye. And subscribe my channel and write some comments. Bye bye.